Hi, I'm Dom Smith, M0BLF, and I'm one of the Cambridge University Wireless Society operators on our trip to Montserrat as Victor Papa 2 Mike Uniform Whiskey in November 2018. In this video I'm going to be showing you how easy it should be to make a contact with us, and if you're a newly licensed ham, hopefully you'll get the DX bug, the enjoyment of making contacts all over the world. There are 5 steps which we'll go through in turn. Check the propagation, find where we're transmitting, set split mode on your radio, make a contact, and finally get a QSL card. Checking the propagation is one of the most scientific sounding bits of working a DXpedition, but don't worry, we've done the hard work for you. As you'll remember from your radio theory exam, not all radio waves go to all parts of the planet on the same frequency at all times. Instead, factors like number of sunspots and the time of day change which frequencies will work to any given locations. As I say, we've done the hard work for you. Simply go to VP2MUW.com, scroll down to the propagation section and select the nearest location to you. You'll see the best frequency band for a contact with us at the current time, which is in the local time zone at the selected location. So if you're in California and it's 9 AM for you, 21 MHz will be the best band. Note that this is only a forecast, so it's sensible to check the band immediately below the best one as well. So at 9 AM in California, you'll be interested in 21 MHz and 18 MHz. It's likely that someone has already found our frequency and has spotted us on a global network known as the DX cluster, which shows the frequencies of stations at any given time. If you go to the top of the page at vp2muw.com, you'll see the last 3 frequencies where we were spotted. Hopefully one of those will be the right band for you, and so you can give us a go and see if you can hear us. Bear in mind that we do have 3 stations with us, so do check all the frequencies. If you are watching this video for a different DXpedition, you can find all DX spots at dxsummit.fi. So you've tuned your radio to the right frequency and you can hear us. Great. Time to work us, but first of all, spend a couple minutes listening for our operating style. In particular, at the end of a contact, you're listening for what we say. Do we simply say QRZ? Or do we say something like up 5? If we say up 5 or maybe up 5 to 10, then you're going to need to put your radio into split frequency mode. If not, you can start making the contact. Okay, this is the bit you may need your radio's manual for. For stations which have a big pile-up, that's to say a lot of people trying to contact them all at the same time, it's common to work split. That means that we're listening for replies on a different frequency from where we're transmitting. If I'm saying up 5, and I'm transmitting on 14.250 MHz, then I'm listening for callers on 14.255 MHz. If you try to call me on 14.250 MHz, I won't hear you. Operating split like this has 2 main advantages. First of all, it means that you're more likely to hear me if I reply to you. In other words, if I replied to you and the pilot was still calling, and the pilot was on the same frequency as me, then you might miss my reply. By separating the receive and transmit frequencies, the pile-up should never stop you from hearing me. The other advantage comes when the pile-up gets really big. In that case, I might call up 5 to 10. Again, that means that if I'm transmitting on 14.250, I'm expecting callers spread out between 14.255 and 14.260. This spread makes it easier for me to find an individual station, so it means that it's more likely that I'll be able to get to you. If I am calling up a range, like 5 to 10, then don't worry about finding exactly the right spot. I'll be moving my receive frequency around, so I'll find you eventually. So, how do you set split mode? If you're lucky enough to have a radio that has 2 VFO knobs and 2 VFO displays, it's pretty easy. Simply press the A=B button to set the 2 VFOs to the same frequency, move VFO-B to your transmit frequency, and press split. You should hear me on my frequency, but when you transmit, you'll be transmitting on your frequency. Many radios don't have two VFO displays and two tuning dials though, but most do still have two VFOs. On these radios it's just a little bit more difficult. Again, you need to use the A equals B function to equalise the two VFOs, then select VFO B, move it to your transmit frequency, select VFO A again, and finally engage split. One important note, after you've had the contact, don't forget to turn split off, otherwise you'll still be calling your next contact on my pileup frequency. Now that you've found our frequency, and if we're saying up 5, you've enabled split on your radio, you're now ready to make a contact. As I said earlier, a contact can sound very fast to beginners, but that's only because we're trying to get as many people in the log as possible in the short time we're there. We're not deliberately being rude. When you hear us finish a contact with another station, immediately grab your microphone, press the PTT, and give your call sign in standard phonetics once, or if it's a short call sign, maybe twice. If we don't reply to you, don't give up immediately. There's a big pile-up calling us. So just try again on the next contact. Eventually we'll hopefully reply with your call sign, or perhaps a bit of your call sign. For example, if you're Kilo 1 Alpha Bravo Charlie, we might reply with ending Bravo Charlie. That just means that we've missed the first bit of your call. Don't worry, just give your call sign again. Likewise, it's possible that due to somebody else transmitting on top of you, we've missed maybe one letter of your call, or got it slightly wrong. In this case again, it's worth giving us a call. When you're happy we have your call sign correct, say 59. Signal reports are almost always 59 for these sorts of contacts, and yes, it is rather pointless to do that, but it's aimed at making sure that we get the most people in the log at the time, rather than hanging around waiting to try and distinguish whether it was 59 or 55. For the same reason, please don't give us extra information like your name, your location, your type of antenna. It's not information that we need, and it'll just slow down the pile-up for all the other people calling us. Once you've heard us reply with a 59, you're done. Thanks very much for the contact. It's time to move off the frequency, and don't forget to disengage that split feature. If it all goes well, the contact should have sounded a bit like this.
Victor Papa 2, Mike Uniform Whiskey.
Mike 0, Bravo Lima Foxtrot.
Kilo Alpha 1, Alpha Bravo Charlie 59. Thanks, Victor Papa 2, Mike Uniform Whiskey.
Mike 0, Bravo Lima Foxtrot.
Ending Lima Foxtrot.
Mike 0, Bravo Lima Foxtrot.
Mike 0, Bravo Lima Foxtrot 59.
Thanks, also 59.
Thanks, Victor Papa 2, Mike Uniform Whiskey.
If this is your first long distance or rare contact, it's probable you'll want a QSL card from us as a memento. We'll be glad to send you one. To do that, again, just go to VP2MUW.com a few hours after your contact to give us time to upload the details in the log. Under QSL information, type in your call sign and, all being well, we'll find your contact. Follow the instructions to order a QSL card. They're free of charge if you want one via the QSL Bureau and you have access to that facility, or you can give us a small donation to cover the postage costs and we'll send one in the coming months by post. It will take a few weeks to get the cards printed. I hope you found this guide to making a contact with us useful and enjoyable, and we're looking forward to making a contact with you. I'm Dom Smith, thanks very much for watching and hope to see you in the log. 7-3.